Hello, YouTube. Oh, hold on, my food. All right, I am back. I'm going to sign off for a second and I'll be right back. But, so I had this idea, right? So, those of you that make sandwiches on your truck, the bread expires rather quickly, and if you don't eat a lot of sandwiches, then your bread's usually expired by the time you're ready to eat another sandwich. Or you got to eat tons of sandwiches, and then you get sick of eating sandwiches because you're like, more sandwiches, man. I can go in there and get something to eat. Yeah, the truck stops are expensive. But that being said, so I fixed my breakfast this morning. I got to get rid of these because I've been neglecting to eat these. I've been slacking because I've been eating them processed food thingamajiggies, the bear claws and stuff up there in the truck stop, 2 for $4. Bear claws and the blueberry filled ones. I haven't tried the others, but I like those. So anyway, I got this. I think I've said this before. I've bought these things. These are good. These simple scrambles. So what I did was I didn't want to eat it out of this. So I got my microwave, or you can use the microwave in the store or whatever, right? So I got my microwave, put this in there, follow the directions. And then, because bread expires so quickly, I was getting those thin, really thin bread things. I must have misread a date on them once, because I thought they had a longer expiration date. I think theirs is slightly longer than bread. Not long enough, maybe a couple extra days. So, tortillas, if you like wraps, make your own wrap with your sandwich. You can taste more of the meat and stuff anyway, right? Because there's a lot less bread. So I figured I'd make me a breakfast wrap this morning. So you take your tortilla, make this. It won't all fit. Well, it will all fit, but you're going to make a big old mess. And put it in your tortilla and make yourself a little breakfast wrap, right? What up? So I'm going to eat my breakfast, drink my coffee. I'll be right back. Anyway, so this will be a quick Saturday chat. I do have my numbers. That'll love my coffee. I do have my numbers, but I'm not going to put them out there yet. Last week was a wash. It was garbage. I didn't make nothing. I made like $500 to the truck because my go home trip that was going to put me at 8 or 9. Was it? Yeah, it was going to put me at $900, and I lost it, and I couldn't find nothing else. So I just bobtailed home. I said, screw all this. I'm gone. It's Valentine's Day weekend, and I'm gone. But I'll post those later. I just wanted to come on here, and the reason I'm not posting them, I want to put on here, those of you that watch Big Rig CEO, and those of you that have his template for the spreadsheet on expenses and year-to-date earnings and all that got the new 2020 version. I don't know if this happened in the 2019 version. It might be why my numbers were off by about $10 for the last 6 months of last year, because I used the same spreadsheet. Now, I don't use Excel, so I take the spreadsheet that he has and I transfer it over to Google Sheets, and I just use them. Too many people with your info. Excel doesn't need it as well. I mean, I don't use that. I'm not paying for that. I'm a cheap guy. I'm trying to cut corners wherever I can so my business expenses don't go as high as they need to be, because you're not getting full tax deduction. You're getting like a certain percentage of what you spend is coming back to you, which it sucks. I mean, you spend $100 and you only get $17 back right off on the taxes and stuff like that, or whatever it is. I don't know. I'm just throwing a number out there. Okay, so if it's higher, if it's lower, I wouldn't be surprised if it's lower. I would be surprised if it's higher. His spreadsheet doesn't calculate numbers correctly. I don't know if I found it and fixed it in the fixed expenses, or if it was actually correct. But I do know, because I did do some finagling of the numbers whenever I first got the program, because I know last year when I got his program, it didn't transfer over 100%. And I had to fix the quarterly and the monthly and the yearly. to actually get it to read the weekly. And the weekly was off a little bit too, because Google and Excel don't talk to each other as well as they could. But then again, it is Microshaft by Winslow, so what do you expect? My fixed expenses aren't adding up right. And what it's doing is I checked the formula, because it's got this, the formula shows the subtotal of E33 through, or whatever column you're on, 33 through E82. And what it does is it doesn't take just the dollar amount you put in there. Like say you had $900 in fuel. You got $900 in fuel, and then it takes the breakdown on the per mile, like say it was 38 cents, instead of the final expenses at the bottom being $900, the final expenses at the bottom are $900.38. And if you do that for every single expense for those 20, 30 columns, and say you got $10, $5, even $5, just do it. If you got $5 in cent per mile total, and it shouldn't be that high. If you got $5 per mile in expense, you got problems. You need to quit. Say it's $1. Okay, in 52 weeks, that's an additional $52 showing up in your expenses that you're going to want to try and take off in taxes. And if the IRS figures out that the spreadsheet you're using is doing that, or if you happen to get audited, they're not going to figure it out. But when you get audited, if you get audited, then you can run into some issues. So I've got to fix mine, figure out how to do the formula, because usually I copy and paste my formulas, or I'll just do like, what I might end up doing is I'll do the E33, E35, E37. I'll skip every other line and just have a nice really long column. But I'll end up copying and pasting that formula and spreading it all the way across the year, because I need to know what I made. And the only reason I noticed this is because I already put next week's numbers in there partially, and I made a guesstimate on the fuel, and one column was off. This week's column is off, or last week's column was off $3, $2, I don't know. And this week's column was off by $10. And I'm like, why is it off so much? And I hadn't put all the mileage in there, so I added up the numbers, and they weren't adding up correctly. It took me a minute to figure out that the actual cent per mile was what was being added into there. Because if you don't have a mileage number at the bottom of your screen, it's just going to say if you spent $900 and you went 1 mile, you're getting $900 per mile, right? Because his columns start at 0 for starting and 1 for ending, just so it'll have a number in there and it won't show an error. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. I got to fix a formula, and then I'll put my numbers in there and let y'all know. But I didn't make nothing last week. But I'm getting like 22 or 2,300 this week, so 1,500 between both of them, because I wanted to get home for Valentine's Day and surprise the wife. She wasn't surprised. She knew I was coming home. Anyway, I don't know. I ain't got nothing else. I've been running like crazy all through. I came back out. This one. So I came back out to my Monday run. I sat at my park location and searched. And last time I was up there, it took me till 1 or 2 o'clock to find something decent. I found a good one going to Shippensburg. I don't do Pennsylvania, you guys. Y'all know. I don't do the toll stuff. I try not to. But it was $1,100, $1,200, whatever it was, going to Pennsylvania from Rincon. So I ran down there and grabbed it. I didn't grab it. I ran down there and I pulled into the yard. They check you in, then you go to the blue building, which they took the door out. They just got a window there now with a little canopy so the drivers don't get too wet. And she said, well, your trailer isn't ready. It doesn't even show a trailer assigned to it. So, okay, fine. whatever. I'll wait and see what's going on. So I pulled off to the side, and I figured I was going to wait there till security kicked me out. So I sat there. I sat there for an hour and a half, or an hour and 20 minutes before I rolled out. I think it was. I got a call back from my BOA. They are canceling the load. It's. They don't even know when it's going to be ready. They know nothing about it. I'm like, all right. She said, I'll give you a VNU. So I got a VNU for going home, and then I got a VNU for this. Going home was same thing, basically. I mean, I got there. Did I post that one? I don't think I posted that one. Anyway, if you missed the story, I got to North Carolina, Greensboro, and they said it's not ready yet. Drop your empty, and we will call you when it's ready. So I dropped my empty and went to the Sheetz down the road, and then sat there, ran out of time for playing in Atlanta traffic, decided I was going to go ahead and go home, and left, and a phone call came through my phone while I was driving down the road. I don't answer the phone. They'll freak out. I don't answer the phone. I don't talk on the phone. I don't do nothing on that phone when I'm driving down the road. I'm not getting thrown under the bus like that. But it said Greensboro, North Carolina, and it was one something. So I'm like, 10 hours after that load was supposed to be ready, y'all are finally ready. But whatever, who cares? I got almost 14 miles per gallon driving home. At least that's what the dash said. Probably wasn't right. Because I know I got like 8 something. So, but yeah, 2 VNUs. I don't know. Whatever. It is what it is. And I got nothing else for you guys. So, hit that like, hit that subscribe, share, so on and so on. You know the deal. Ring that bell so you get notified. I'll be putting my numbers up soon. Hopefully. I'm going to be rolling out of here, though, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it today, because I got to go get my load and drop that off, and then run 10 miles down the road and pick up my pickup and start heading towards my ex-employer in Worcester, and get there halfway through the day tomorrow. So I'll be running off of recaps. I so despise recaps, but I've been working it, so I think I can actually do what I need to do and still have this good week. Because right now I'm looking at 43, 44 on very low. I had 200 miles of deadhead lined up, and then 2 loads canceled, or 1 load canceled, so I had to pull the last one off. They were short runs. Or 100 miles of deadhead. 200. Might have been 200. So I'm probably sitting on 250 miles of deadhead for the whole week on 2,300 miles still. Or maybe 300. So, still pretty good. And I will let y'all know what's going on later on.